Moses came finally to the Pharaoh, and Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, finally said to him, "After all these things, get out of here. We don't want you here anymore. You're no longer our slaves, for your God has saved you and protected you. And we don't want you here anymore because we're afraid of you and your gods." And Moses and the Israelites went, "Yippee!" And they actually that very night began to leave and walk right out of Egypt. And they left, over 1 million people left that very night. Dads and moms and grandmas and grandpas and kids, they all loaded up their cars or their big huge wagons, and they went out with all their dogs and their cats and everything they have and all their belongings, and they went out in the desert. And God said to them that as you guide and you go before, I will lead you in a cloud during the day so that you know that I'm close and I'm nearby, and I will guide you in all these things. So the cloud would go ahead and they would follow this cloud. And that represented that God was near them. And at night, what God did, God gave them their very own nightlight. So at night, when they were in the dark, God would go before them in a pillar of fire, and he would stay before them and stop and lead them, so that the people of Israel knew when they were all alone out in the desert that God was near and that God was always close at hand. They knew that God was close and loved them by the way he would show up during the day with a big cloud, and at night in a pillar of fire. And God guided them out into the desert until the next time, the next adventure, because Pharaoh was going to come and get them. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. The end.